sun go down, we run the city. Fear the angels, but the demons with me. When the sun go down, best believe it. It's nothing to do, the streets is undefeated. When the sun go down, ooh, it get wild, baby, wild, baby, wild, baby, wild.
What's good, all my Ruthless addicts? It is your girl, Tiffany Shine. And yes, I am here to bring you a new Ruthless episode review. So, in last week's episode entitled The Prophecy, we saw that the highest was filming mad at the fact that people wanted to leave the Rockadoochie compound. To include those people, just so I remind you guys of what happened last week, we had Tally, we had two new characters by the name of Bonita as well as Jay, along with a few other cult members that were ready to get the heck off of the Rockadoochie compound, and they were bold enough to let the highest know that they no longer want to be there. Now, with that being said, the highest said, okay, go ahead and leave. The only stipulation for Tally is the fact that she wouldn't be able to take her baby girl with her. Now, this didn't sit well with Tally. She was super upset, of course, as any mother would be. She did what she could to try to get to her daughter. However, Elder Mother Marva hit her in the back of the head, and Bonita and Dark Brother Jay um, basically darn near dragged her out of the pavilion just so they could hurry up and leave that Rockadoochie compound as fast as they could. Now the highest gets back to his trailer, and like I said, he's fuming angry. He has Elder Mother Margaret that has come and spoken to him and told him, you know, the highest, the Raku is going to punish them, and told the highest that he knows what to do. That means that those people will not be able to get away without a fight. Okay? So with that being said, he confirmed it with Daikon, told him to go ahead and do what needed to be done. All right? So let's get into this new episode, episode 15, entitled Caged Birds. And caged birds indeed they were. Okay, you guys. So we find ourselves with Daikon as well as Ruth outside of Daikon's trailer, and they're having a conversation. Ruth first she asks about the highest. She asks, "Is the highest okay?" And Daikon says, basically, "Don't worry about the highest." And then she asks Daikon, "Well, are you okay?" And of course, Daikon doesn't. He's still not really trusting Ruth, and so he never really answers whether or not he's okay. So then Daikon proceeds to ask about Tally. He asked Ruth, "Did you know that Tally wanted to leave?" And Tally said, and Ruth said no. Um, she and I were separated. She was moved to the yellow trailer. Um, by Elder Mother Marva, which is correct. They were separated. He said, but you two were thick as thieves, and I know you know something. But of course, Ruth is in denial, and I don't blame her. Deny. um, he can't find out the truth until you know what I mean. So she continued to deny it, and Daikon, he said, "Well, I don't believe you, and the highest doesn't believe you." And at this point, Ruth is, she's kind of nervous because she doesn't want any backlash from the highest. So, um, like I said, and as well, when she was faced with Daikon was actually on his way to go and track down the people that left the Rockadoochie compound. And specifically he wants to know about Tally. He didn't ask Ruth about the other two people. I think that's because he knows how close Ruth and Tally are. Therefore, he felt like he could just get answers out of her. But really, that kind of, why would she really give you any kind of answers? Because that would mean if she knew anything, that would cause her to be punished. So why would she really even tell you that she knew where Tyler was going? Okay. Daikon also proceeds to um, threatened Ruth by telling her that if she knows anything, that she's gonna go into the cooler, and nobody wants to go into the punishment trailer. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all why nobody wants to go into the punishment trailer. I just found out they actually have more than one punishment container. There's like three of them so far that we've been privy to. So anyway, I'll get to that part later. But yeah, Zyklon threatens her with being sent to the punishment cooler if she's not telling the truth. And of course, Ruth is, I'm telling the truth. You can believe me. And that's pretty much it. Zyklon is on his way off the Rockadusha compound to go and try to find those that decided to leave the Rockadusha compound. Okay, you guys. So at this point, I just want to go ahead and say that today's episode of Ruthless was filled with a lot of conversation. Everybody is talking about what's going on around the Rockadusha compound. They are talking quietly, but they are talking. It's almost like a little, just a whole new what's the gossip, what's the tea today, and it's literally that's what everybody is doing right about now. They're talking about everything that's going on around the Rockadusha compound. So we have Ruth as well as Joan. Ruth goes over to the pavilion and she has a conversation with Joan. She's just telling her, um, if they find out about, our plan, because they feel like, or she feels like if those people get caught, especially Tally, she's going to reveal our plan. And so she asked Ruth, did she tell Tally anything about their plan? And of course, Ruth, who was very, very small scaled on what she said or what she revealed to Tally, she told the truth. She said, no, I didn't tell her anything. So really, if they catch her, she wouldn't have anything to tell. So with that being said, the ladies, they carry on with their conversation, and then the conversation leads to River. Um, Joan asked Ruth, have you seen River? And then she proceeds to try to put the guilt trip on Ruth and says, well, you sent him to talk to the highest. You made him go into and talk to the highest. Not ever mentioning the fact that she had some coercion or some force into having River go and talk to the highest, which ended up being a hot mess. We know that River was literally tortured by the highest. And so Joan is feeling a little bit guilty about that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Y'all made him go and talk to the highest, and more than just talk to the highest happened. So that's pretty much the conversation that happened between the two ladies, Ruth as well as Joan. Just basically trying to make sure Tally didn't know or didn't tell or wouldn't be able to tell anything, as well as checking on the status of River because at this point nobody had seen River. Okay, so then we go to the punishment trailers. And you guys, I did find out there are three total punishment trailers so far. I'll tell you a little bit more about that third punishment trailer a little bit later. But the two punishment trailers that we did discover contained Paula, Lacey, as well as Oliver. Now, my question is this: Oliver, how in the world did you let Clark get you in that punishment trailer? There's no way, like I keep saying, there's no way I'm going to escort myself to a punishment trailer at all. I'm going to fight to the death of me. You know what I mean? But anyway, I digress. So the ladies, Lacey and Paula, are in the punishment trailer and they're just talking about, everything that had transpired. Talked about how elder mother Agnes was dead, and they actually not just talked about it, but they moved her body over to the side and sat on the other side of the punishment trailer. And then they said that they were just talking about how they don't think Zyklon told anybody what was going on because he was embarrassed. So he absolutely didn't tell the highest what actually happened. We know that for a fact. So then they proceed to talk about Oliver and Lacey. yells over to the other trailer for Oliver. And you know, Oliver, he's like, he just can't believe he's in that punishment trailer. He has his head down. His spirits are extremely low because he doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't know what type of punishment he's going to be receiving. And so Lacey yells over to Oliver, you know, she's apologetic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. I just wanted to leave. And, you know, Oliver was like, but I told you not to, you know, not to do it. And I told you not to do it, but you did it anyway. So basically, Lacey, and we all know Lacey is the primary reason, of course, other than the fact that she wouldn't, or Oliver wouldn't allow Daikon to hit Lacey, but you know she's pretty much primarily the reason why Oliver is in that punishment trailer and is gonna have to explain later on to Daikon why he stopped him from hitting not Paula and Lacey, but Lacey only. Okay, so that's the conversation that's going to be had. All right, so then we fast forward to the highest and River. Finally, River is out of timeout, you guys. He's sitting up. We know that thankfully he did not get killed, but he's sitting up, literally leaning over with his with his head on the highest's lap. The highest is combing through his hair as if he's some puppy that's up on his lap, or some kitten that's up on his lap. He's pulling, you know, combing through his hair, and you know, he's at this point, you guys, we see a totally different River. River has indeed lost every spirit. He is much more humble when it comes to talking to the highest. He is much more quiet. He's more afraid. He's definitely not trying to say the wrong things. So at this point, we introduced a new River. So the highest has the audacity to ask River, am I mean? I mean, like, really, God, do you really need to ask that question? You just tied this young man up. You tortured him. You sodomized him. You did some of everything to him, and you ask him, are you mean? So anyway, at the end of the day, um, River tells the highest, you know, no, you're not mean, and you have to do what the Raku requires about, you know, then of course, he proceeded to whine about the people that escaped or that wanted to leave. And so River is just being as quiet and literally walking on eggshells so that the highest does not try to punish him again. Um, and so finally, the highest says to River that he can go ahead and put his clothes back on. And okay, he can put your clothes back on, but River says, you're gonna have to untie my arms. And he was afraid to, you know, say anything. Like when I tell you, River was a totally different River. So kudos to Colin McCallum for killing this role as River, you guys. So anyway, once he, you know, untied his hands, River stood up to put his clothes back on, and the highest, you know, the highest asked him, did he hurt him? And I'm looking at the highest like, yeah, you know, you hurt him. You literally punished him to the fourth, fifth, and sixth degree of pain. You know, you took it too far, but you had the audacity to ask if you hurt him. But of course, River, for a moment, he lied. He said, "No, sir, no, your highest, I'm not hurt, or you didn't hurt me." And then he changes the story because the highest is like, you know, don't lie to me. You know, um, I will, you know, that's punishment for, you know, lying to me. And so finally, Rivers just says, "Yeah, you hurt me," and that was it. River was able to put his clothes back on and sorely walk out of the highest. So River leaves the highest trailer, and on his way out, he sees Manny. He pauses for a minute, and Manny says, "Well, you were in there a long time." And River says, "You know, he didn't want me um, at the prophecy, so you know that's why I wasn't there." Um, so then he just, you know, little quick back and forth dialogue between River and Manny. And then River asks, well, where is Elder Mother Marva? and Manny lets him know she's at the punishment trailer. Now, this is crazy, y'all, because they go ahead and forward us to Elder Mother Marva and Melinda in the latest punishment trailer, guys. We have never, ever, ever seen this punishment trailer before. So this whole thing is going to trip you guys out. There are, and I'm trying to be a little descriptive with it. There are chains in there for hands, for people to stand up, but chains for the arms. I mean, it looks crazy. Not only are there chains in there for people in their hands, there is an entire electric chair in that room, you guys. It is crazy. So Marlinda is sitting on the floor of this trailer, and Marva tells her to get up and sit in the chair. So reluctantly, Melinda goes and sit in the chair. At this point, Elder Mother Marva is explaining to her that she has to be punished, and Melinda is still not understanding. She thought she did such a great job. The highest would be proud, and he was proud. He was absolutely proud that she had killed um, the government. However, it was the wrong government. She shouldn't have done it. But she was kind of fighting for her life. In her mind, she was fighting for her life. And so, anyway, at the end of the day, you guys, now Melinda has to be punished. So, Melinda sits in this chair. Elder Mother is giving her a speech, and she's tightening her arms down in this same chair. Um, because not only is this a chair, but it's a freaking electric chair, y'all. When I tell you, it's crazy. I will definitely make sure there's a picture of this. But anyway, Elder Mother Marva proceeds to explain to Melinda why she has to be punished, and then at that point, she begins to shock her. Not one time, not two times, not three times, but about four times. Melinda is shocked and shocked and shocked and shocked back to back to back, and the screams are blood curdling. It's crazy. And Melinda, like I said, at this point, she's still not understanding why she is being punished. But at the end of the day, yes, Elder Mother Marva is gangster. And actually, she's worse than Belinda being punished and being electrocuted. However, they don't know who it is that's being punished. So they say, they ask, well, who is that? And they say to each other that that's gonna be us. And she was like, I hope they don't punish us, but I got a feeling we are and we're definitely gonna be punished. So anyway, not only do the ladies hear that, but they also had the audacity to laugh at the fact that neither one of them knew how to drive the freaking stick shift. Neither one of them. They felt like it was so funny, and it was to everybody because we were all questioning how the world you get behind a car or in a car and it's a stick shift and you don't even know how to even put it in first gear. So the ladies, they felt that it was, a laughable moment, and they laughed. And so River, he finally goes to get Marva, but at first he sees Ruth on that bus. He goes onto the bus and he sees that um, Viancy is dead. But the crazy part about it, River is so messed up that he really has no reaction to anything. But he asked her, what are you doing on the bus? And of course, Ruth is on that bus trying to get keys and everything else to get off the Rockabouche compound. Um, that's pretty much what she's doing. But she also says that she was looking for the key to be able to get her daughter and to be able to get Tally's daughter, Tavia. So that's pretty much it. She was reminding him, look, I didn't kill him. We could just say he died of natural causes because at the end of the day, I didn't do this. And River, he boils hands, he leaves back off. They both leave off the bus. Like I said, he was on his way to go and see Marva and have a conversation. But before he can get, yeah, he makes his way to the bus, and I'm sorry, he makes his way to the punishment trailer where Marva is with Melinda. He tells her, the highest wants to see you, and Marva leaves the trailer and she goes and talks to the highest, and it's just a whole they're still having this whole dialogue. Um, she's trying to calm. She's really trying to calm the highest. Marva is. She said, "Let me go get you something special." But the highest, you know how he gets when everything he thinks that the government is coming and everything is going wrong. And so at this point, he basically says to someone to get Ruth. Now, prior to Ruth making her way to see the highest, we also see River who goes to see Joan. And Joan, they're in the money trailer, and Joan is so apologetic. I'm so sorry, River. I really didn't mean for this to happen to you. And of course, she's doing all this pacifying to River to make sure that he doesn't, reveal what's really going on because the Heights did do a number on him. So he's basically trying. She's basically trying to make sure that River um, does not reveal their plan as far as taking the money as well as leaving the Rockfish compound. Okay, so then Ruth just so happens to see Zane, and they're having a little conversation, and in the midst of all of that, the highest tells Manny to send somebody to go get Ruth. Okay, so back to Ruth and Zane having their conversation. Ruth tells Zane that William is dead. Zane breaks down in a crazy cry. So this is what makes me think that Zane or William would have been Zane's baby daddy. But the way that she is crying, it was, she was just so upset that she couldn't believe that he was gone. But at the end of the day, yeah, he had been taken out by Andrew. We already know what that was about. So Zane was upset, and then she proceeds to tell Ruth everything that was going on in the Rockadusha compound. I'm talking about everything, all the tea, who tried to escape, who did this, and then she proceeds to let her know, you know, about the car and just some of everything that's going on the Rockadusha compound. If you need that 911, that information, that 411, make sure you go hit up Zane because she has the information. All right. So then we have, okay, like I said, we got Manny and he goes to get Ruth to take her to the highest. So the Marva is already in there talking to the highest, but Ruth enters into the highest trailer, and the highest asks, did you know that Tally wanted to escape? Um, and she's there's just that whole, like I said, everybody wants to know if Ruth knew that Tally wanted to leave the Rocketish compound, and the highest is just like no, finally he, after he just kept questioning her because he just didn't believe that she didn't know that Tally wanted to leave. So once she stops talking, at first she begins to kneel down to sit, but then he tells her, "No, you stay standing." So she, like I said, she reveals, quote unquote, she didn't know that Tally wanted to leave. And then um, after she was, like I said, after she's done talking, Marva says, "Okay, you can leave now." And Marva just hates it when Ruth and the Heights have even a small conversation. So anyway, Ruth, she's waiting on the Heights to tell her to be dismissed, but the Heights says, "No, I want her to stay." So they've continuously had that conversation, and then Marva says, Ruth may be with child. Because she's been sick all times of night. She's been leaving out of the room. B, honey, mom, Marva, listen, we know why Ruth been leaving outside of the room and telling you that she been sick. It's because she's been sneaking and creeping and going to see the highest. But you don't know that. It's not our fault that you don't know that, Marva. So yeah, we know she tells the highest that. So then the highest says that when she does have the baby, we will call him Seven, and that is because that will be the seventh child that will have been born into the Rakadushi. Okay, so finally, he go ahead and allows Ruth to leave his trailer, and then he sends out Marva. He sends her out the back trailer. Now or the back of his trailer. Now, I honestly am confused about the significance of him doing that to her, as to why he sent her out of the back, the back of the trailer. Um, I'm not quite sure. I really honestly don't understand that. Maybe more of that will be revealed on the next episode as to why he sent her out that back door of that trailer. And of course, once everybody has exited the Heist's trailer, um, the Heist calls for a new boy to come and usher him. He needs the magic, and so the boy gives him the magic, and he's just a junkie doing what a junkie does. Okay, all right. So then Zane happens to go to the punishment trailer to where Tally, I mean not Tally, I'm sorry, y'all, to where Paula and Lacey are, and she's just telling them, basically everything that was going on, and you know literally everything that was going on, and why everything was happening. And they said that they told her that the elder mother Agnes was dead, and just giving her the 411 on what, as much as what they know. And she was telling them about people saying that the highest let the people leave, they let them escape or leave the Rockdale compound, and they was looking at each other like, "What you mean they let them? He let them leave? You mean to tell me we could have left, but we stuck in this darn trailer with this body?" So yeah, they looking kind of crazy right now. But then Zane lets them know, look, it's not gonna be easy. Those people are probably gonna be killed. So it's no just walking away from the Rockadushy compound. So then finally, um, we get to Ruth and River. They do have another conversation, but they talk about Lilo, and they talk about the keys should be still in the car, because of everything. They took the girls to the punishment trailer, so the keys should still be in the car unless Zycon actually took the keys. So anyway, um, River asked Ruth, "Are you trying to take the keys, to leave, to Lito's car?" And Ruth is like, "No, that's not my plan." So anyway, River, my boy River. Even though River looked like he ready to escape, he like F the money. I got to get the heck up out of here. But we don't know really what his plans is. But he does finally discover, y'all. Finally, someone has opened the freaking trunk to find out where the smell was coming from. It took them how many episodes Lilo has been gone to find out what was that smell in the trunk of the car, y'all. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, Lilo's body was stinking to the point where River had to turn around and throw up. So River saw the rotted corpse of Lilo's body parked in that car, his remains in that trunk of that car. He turns around and he throws up. And that's the end of the episode, y'all. So now we gotta wait until next week to see what else River is gonna do. Is River gonna take that car and leave the Rockadushy compound, or is River going to let the highest know, or Daikon know, or even Manny know that there's a dead body in that car? Well, that's it, y'all. That's really it. I told y'all this episode was filled with a lot of dialogue, a lot of conversation between all of the cult members. Um and at this point, we gotta wait until next week to see what happens. Okay. I think next week is gonna be even better because you guys, you do know we still have Andrew that had to go out to verify for the highest that Polk was indeed gone or indeed dead. So hopefully we'll get a little conversation as to Andrew calling and talking to Mac again, and actually this time having a conversation about his wife Sarah. Okay, all right, y'all. Well, that was it. I'm sorry we didn't have too much to talk about, but at the end of the day, it's all good. It's all ruthless. If you guys have any questions or comments, please drop them below in the comment section, and your girl will make sure that she responds. And I just want to shout out to some new subscribers that I have. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are helping my numbers grow, and I absolutely appreciate it. All right, y'all. Well, one final thing, this Ruthless episode was brought to you guys by Auntie's Travel, which is owned solely by your girl right here, Tika Deshawn. Yes, I am also a travel agent. So if you're interested, if you need anyone helping you with your travel arrangements, any bookings or anything, any special vacations, birthdays, or anything like that that you would love to, plan but don't want to do all the work, just hit me up. I will leave a link in the comment section, or I'm sorry, in the description section, in regards to my company and my business and how you can reach out to me. And if you're interested in making a little additional money, you can hit me up as well, okay? All right, you guys. And it's only in regards to traveling. Your girl don't do no scamming over here, okay? All right, y'all. Well, that's about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys have a great day. Stay ruthless.